Welcome back, our dear audience, to Huda tonight. And we are in the last segment speaking about an inspiring and motivating story. We watched just right before the break a report that I told you about that was about Ahmed Diab, and he's joined with me here now in the studio. Ahmed, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much, Mahmoud, for having me with you tonight.
Thank you. Right, Ahmed, we watched the report where we learned about your story that almost started a year ago, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Could you maybe elaborate for me, like tell me how did it all start? How did it happen? How did you manage?
Okay. So again, my name is Ahmed Diab, like you mentioned, and I'm a 25-year Egyptian. I'm an accountant by profession, but my passion goes to the creative industry. I'm into filmmaking and writing, and my story started actually after I finished my university education. I went to a business school. I studied for 4 years, and then I served at the army for a year. And I'm finally done with my studies. I'm so excited to be starting my new life. Going onto the independent life of being on my own.
Right.
And then I started looking for jobs. And I was lucky that I had an interview at one of the biggest banks in Egypt. And I was lucky again that I got accepted after several interviews. And my application was only pending on the last step, which is the medical report or the medical
checkup.
Yes, exactly. And then I had the medical checkup, and the report came out that I have a rare heart disease, a congenital heart disease that needed an open heart surgery. And I couldn't believe it at the beginning. It was really shocking because at that time I was going to the gym. I had no symptoms of like heart problems or issues. And I couldn't believe it. It took me some time to digest it, and I started going to several doctors and meeting them to get other consults.
There was a kind of a denial phase.
Exactly, yeah. Especially that I had no symptoms. Like, if you know from the beginning that you're suffering from something in your heart, then
all of a sudden it happened, and you got to know this.
Exactly.
But subhanallah, it was an unbelievable like step. I mean, a chance. You'd never expect it.
Exactly. It was so shocking at the beginning. And alhamdulillah, I did the surgery in 2016 in February. And the surgery was successful, and I started going back to my normal life. I didn't get the job at the bank. I got rejected because of my case. So that was one of the challenges that I had to face, of getting rejected from the job, and of having to deal with the fact that I'm going to have a surgery in a few days.
Yeah, you said the doctor, so at this moment the doctor told you that you have this disease, and then you need to do something about it urgently. I mean,
one of the cardiologists that I was seeing was like, you have to do the surgery in 1 month from now. And I was like, doctor, but I have no symptoms. Why would I go into an open heart surgery? And he explained the medical condition and why we can't wait. But I took my all the medical reports that I had, and I sent it outside to get second opinions, and they all came with the same results, that I have to do the surgery urgently. So I couldn't wait. I just, I submitted, and I went into the operation room. It was really tough, but alhamdulillah, I survived.
So when was that, you said?
That was in 2016, at the February.
February.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was almost like 11 or 10 months ago.
Exactly. And during the recovery, I just couldn't wait. I was so excited to go, like I'm still alive, I want to continue my life. And I started looking for other jobs. And luckily, alhamdulillah, I got accepted at a prominent company. And I remember going to the interview while I was still in the recovery process. That was like a month after my surgery. And I remember the interviewer asking me, "Are you sure you want to start working with us? You seem tired." I was like, "No, I'm really looking forward to starting a whole new life." And I started the job, and during the recovery process, 9 months later, during one of the medical checkups, I was shocked by the more surprising news that I need a second open heart surgery. And during those 9 months, I remember that I had some heart palpitations. I had some issues with my heart that I was just trying to ignore and deny. And I'm getting ready for the second surgery now.
I see. So Ahmed, let me ask you and go a little bit back in the story. I mean, when you were shocked the first time, what was your family's reaction, your friends and community, I mean, the people around you? What were their reaction at this moment?
At the beginning, they couldn't believe it because like it's something shocking out of nowhere, and you discover that you need an open heart surgery, and just it was a very scary, I would say, scary situation for them at the beginning. But then they hold themselves up and they decided to give me all the support they can. I'm so thankful for having a great family like mine, my mom and my dad. They were so supportive. And I started forming a group of supportive friends. And this is what actually helped me a lot during the first stages of discovering about my condition.
I see. So now as we're speaking, we know that inshallah you'll be going through a second one.
Yeah, it should be by the end of January, beginning of February, inshallah.
Inshallah. So we ask Allah, inshallah, that you do the other needed surgery, and inshallah, again, like the first one, you recover very quickly and fast.
Amen. Thanks, Mahmoud.
Inshallah. So now the point here, I remember you shared with me, and what we heard from the report at the beginning of this segment, that you have a different plan this time.
Yes, I do have a different plan this time because I guess I have a story that I want to share with everyone. And my passion goes to filmmaking and writing. So I decided that this time, instead of giving in to sadness and depression, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to do something about it. And this thing that I'm going to do is a documentary about my condition and my story. I want to make a documentary, and I want it to be a dream and a journey for people to join me in this dream and this journey. So I'm working now on a documentary to like record my thoughts and what I'm going through before the surgery. I'm having interviews with my doctors and team of surgeons, and I'm also interviewing some friends, people who've been through a similar experience like mine. I have some friends who've been through open heart surgeries, and I'm shooting with them. I also plan to shoot with other patients who've been through open heart surgeries, and then I want to record the recovery, inshallah. Unfortunately, of course, we can't shoot inside the operation itself, but hopefully you can get some footage and add it to the materials that we're going to use for the movie. We want it to be a journey, a dream that people can join us in, and to make it a guidance and reference for people who's going to have similar experiences in the future to get back to and feel like you're not alone, like we're all sharing the same pain in life. So that's the goal of our documentary. Right.
So I'm really glad that you made an action regarding this. I mean, this is so inspiring, and it's a great lesson for others. We all have turning points, but they all come in a different style.
True. It depends on how you deal with them. So you can. At the beginning, I told myself that when I found out about the condition, I have two options. It's either to give up and give in to the feeling of hopelessness and sadness, or to stand up and fight and continue your life. And I guess we're all it's embedded in our system that we want to wake up and continue and get up. And one of the things that kept me going is faith. One of the things that kept me going is hope. The hope that tomorrow is going to be better, inshallah. It's what keeps us going. And the supportive network that I formed during those times, those people have helped me a great deal. And they're now sharing their stream with me. They're helping me with the documentary. A lot of people are volunteering. They're helping with shooting and whatever they can, whatever support they can offer. So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
I see. All right. So now, out of this documentary, I want to move on back to the point that you've mentioned, that you had faith and hope. Usually, when we face a difficulty, there is a usual option. It's either between fear and hope, but I'm glad you said you chose the hope one, because this is so much related to what Allah usually says, that I'm at what you expect of me.
Exactly. It's the positive attitude that keeps us going and in good shape. So, and for faith, for fear, I mean, I believe that you should embrace this fear. Like if you have some fears, you should just embrace them and let it, you know, go through your body and stand up in the face of this difficulty. This is what I tried to do. I remember when the doctors were just pushing me inside the operation room, I was, it was scary, but at the same time I had faith. I had this, you know, this inner peace that inshallah everything is going to be fine and that I'm going to wake up and continue. So staying optimistic and having this positive overlook to life, it's what keeps us going and what makes life worth the pain. And having people, again, having people who share the same pain as you do, having people who believe in what you're doing, this is something that is so rare nowadays, and I'm thankful to have those people around me.
I see. So, Ahmed, inshallah, after the documentary, what are your future plans? I mean, what do you want to do in the future?
So as a first step, I just want to take that documentary and show it to everyone that I can. It's an independent documentary, so we're making it ourselves. So it's not like for cinema or you know, for TV production. So that's what I want to do, and then also I wanna go more into the filmmaking industry, and I wanna make more movies and produce more art, go more into writing beside developing my accounting career. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So now moving on to, I mean, I want to ask you, how are you preparing yourself for the second one?
Okay, that's
that could be a psychological question.
Okay, I see. I'm trying to keep myself busy with this documentary, and I'm also celebrating my. I write, so I wrote a play for one of the national theaters. So, and I started shooting during the, like, you know, people coming in and out, and even my surgeon came in to attend the play.
Right.
So we had some recording with him. So I'm trying to, like you said, it's the denial phase, but this time I'm doing it in a different way. I'm keeping myself busy with something that I like, something that I love, and I'm just letting it kill me. And so instead of just, you know, dwelling on the thoughts of what is going to happen, this is the second surgery, it's going to be harder, I decided that no, I'm not going to go through this path again.
That's a fighter's attitude.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe I'm a fighter. Thank you.
And I'm really glad with the level of encouragement that you have, because usually, most of the times, we as humans, and there is this weak part in us that keeps us busy with depression and sadness, and we think of maybe the bad future. So here, this takes us back again to the feeling of hope and for tomorrow, and that we trust that Allah plans the best for us.
True. Like I said, faith and hope is the two elements that you need when you're going through any hardship in your life. And you have like to either give up, which wouldn't make any sense because you're not going to change anything. The fact that
that's an interesting point. I mean, the fact that you believe your sadness wouldn't move you forward or back.
Nothing is going to change. Things are going to be the same. You're just going to have some depression, you know, you're going to go through hard times. But in order to fight this ordeal, what you have to do is to stand up and to continue to believe that tomorrow is better. This belief, you know, the mind is such a complex thing. It's such a complex organ. So just feed it positive thoughts, feed it positive energy, and have the belief and faith that tomorrow is going to be better, and it's going to be better, inshallah.
Inshallah. So the idea of the documentary, how did it come to you? Like, did you think of it, or did you brainstorm with any of your friends, or why the documentary in particular?
Excellent. It's a good question. Actually, the idea of the documentary came because I'm into filmmaking, like I said several times. So I've always had this passion to make something. Like I've worked in several documentaries, and I've worked in several short films, but I've never directed anything myself. So I decided this is a good chance, and I have a story. It's my own story that I want to share with everyone, and I want it to be like a reference, you know, something that people would get back when they feel depressed, because we're all sharing the same agony. Like, you know, we're on earth, there's no escape for that. So I decided that I want people to have something to look forward to. I want people to have something to check out in the future when they're going through any hardship. If Ahmed can survive this surgery and gets up and continue his life, so definitely I can do it. Whether let it be a health problem, let it be a financial problem, whatever you're going through, you can always continue, and you can always face it with a smiling heart.
I think with us being busy with some of the problems in our minds, as you have said, whether it's a financial, a stressing problem, or educational, if it's an amount of money that I need to give back, usually our brain or our mind tries to deceive us that this is the biggest problem on earth, in the world.
True, like whatever, because we're humans, so whatever we're going through, we're always gonna have the feeling that this is like, no, this is the biggest crisis that I'm always
that like nobody else has.
Exactly. So what we need to do is to always remember that the worst can happen to us. Like, you know, it's we're lucky to be where we are now. We're lucky to have families, and we're lucky. You know, count your blessings instead of counting your drawbacks. That's my advice to anyone.
Right. Okay. So. Ahmed, I'd like you to give some advice to the people who may be facing some, I'd say, hard turning points or unexpected, let's say, because the way we deal with them are different. But I want you to give maybe some practical advice for youth, for old people, for young people who may one day get surprised, like what happened to you.
Okay. So my advice to anyone who's going through any hardship is to have faith in Allah. Keep the optimism look to life. Surround yourself with positive people who would support you during those hard times.
That's an important point. I mean, surrounding yourself with positive people is a real big thing, because usually during hard times, this is what usually happens. You need to get really positive energy from people around you.
We get, as humans, we get affected by the words that's being said to us, and when you have like a supportive network, those people are gonna pull you back when you fall. Those people are gonna be what keeps you going through those hard times. So stay optimistic, have faith, read as much as you can, pray whenever you get the chance. Do sadaqah. Those are the good deeds that any Muslim should do during those hard times.
Right, right. Okay, so the one thing I want to ask you about now, inshallah, after you recover and you start working on the documentary, who is your segment? I mean, when it's done, who are the main people you want to share with? I know that, and a general answer would be everybody in the world, but I mean, like. Are the ones you're trying to target the people that have difficulties, or the people who are not feeling very strong when it comes to faith? Or
okay, so mainly we started a crowdfunding campaign for people to join us and support this project. And what we thought is we want people who would relate to this project to contribute to us with us and be part of this project. So mainly we're targeting people who would make this project alive. Those are the people that we're targeting. If you contribute, you would love to see that movie. So this is why this is the segment that we're trying to target. And definitely it's for everyone to go back to, whether he's going through hard times or not. I want it to be a feel-good documentary for people to watch and say, hey, he's made it. So whatever that I'm going through, I can make it, and I can pass this hardship.
So what I can see at the end here is that the main reason you want people to watch your documentary to be uplifting for them, to help them out.
Exactly. Yeah, I just want to produce art that tries to change the society and makes. If one person is affected by my movie, if one person relates to that movie, I'd feel good. I'd feel like I contributed something valuable to the universe.
I want to thank you so much for, bringing this idea to table, because I think this has come out to life due to the fact that you know how hard and difficult it is to feel motivated in such hard time.
Thank you, Mahmoud.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we are unfortunately have finished our segment. Inshallah, I'm looking forward to meeting you soon and inviting you again to be with us here after you have the documentary finished and we watch it together.
Inshallah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mahmoud. So
Thank you
glad
so
to be
much. We
here.
had Ahmed Diab, and he shared his inspiring story with us. Our dear audience, that was the last thing tonight with you here in Huda tonight. I hope you haven't missed any of the segments, and if you did, you can still watch them on YouTube after we upload them. Stay safe, and we see you very soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.